Welcome back to the epilogue of the Solo Crusader series for Legends PTR and Stronghold mod. I'm really glad that you guys have really enjoyed the series so far, and this episode is all about the boss fights. We are going to complete as many boss fights as we can today. We are hoping to succeed on as many as possible. But thank you all so much for the comments last episode, at the end of the finale, and we've sort of are leaning towards Black Monolith today. So that is one of the ones I really want to have a goal for. And you guys did suggest getting the Ijirok armor for it. And I think that's a really good idea. But before we get into it today, there has been a major update for the Stronghold mod. Version 1.2 came out just recently. And there's been a lot of buffs to locations. Namely, the Blast Furnace gives discount to instant repairs at the Armor Smith, which is very, very nice. Because if you're in the middle of nowhere and you don't have time to sit around waiting for your armor to repair, and you're not having a very strong camping party, instant repairs having a discount is very helpful. Resource for the warehouse are now generated increments instead of each 3 days. So he's changed things from 3 days to more like an everyday increment. The gold mine's been tripled in the amount of money it makes, so actually it's a viable location to grab now for the money you get out of it. You can build up to 3 training camps for base and training camps for militia, so you've seen us build that before. They now give passive experience to brothers below level 8 that are stored in the base. Now, as a Solo Crusader, we obviously don't store anything in the base, but for different playthroughs, that actually could be slightly viable now. Maybe a few of your early leveled brothers, keep them in storage for a bit so they don't die during combat, and they can start slowly leveling up. That is probably a decent strategy, on top of the fact that you're using militia training camps to defend the base, increase your, the scouting armies, increasing their strength. One other good change is the Stone Watchtower now increases vision to units around the base through Fog of War, so that's helpful as well to keep your place safe. Ore Smelter allows to reforge named items, which sounds insane. Items need to be in the warehouse, and you need to shift right-click them to get the option. So I kind of want to try that one out, because I think we have the blast smelter and the blast furnace and the ore smelter. So we might try that out if we can, because we have spare famed items. What else is the price of the ore smelter and the militia training camp have gone up to 110k, which makes a lot of sense. And then there's a few bug fixes. So I'm really loving the work that the gentleman who makes the Stronghold mod. Really loving the work he does, and thank you so much for giving us this wonderful mod to play with. And thank you for the wonderful update to increase the viability of building your base. I've been very one-tracked when I build my bases. You got to get a port, arena's really good for money, and then, yeah, you kind of want just a weaponsmith and maybe an armorsmith. But now it's like, what locations do I want? Do I really want the goldsmith, the gold mines, or... Yeah, the Herbalist Grove now is upgraded because it increases the medicine. Yeah, like it gives you a bit more options, and I love that because every base is going to be different. Every part of the map's different needs, so to be able to accommodate for that is very, very nice to see. Regardless of all those appreciations, I'm glad you guys enjoyed the series, and let's get into some boss fights. Now, as stated, we got to go for the Ijirok first, so I've got to go after the Icy Cave. So if you guys don't know the Icy Cave or the Ijirok, we'll get into that soon, but you got to do part 1, then part 2. I'll meet you when we get there. See you soon. Handful of days later, and accidentally going hungry and having to run off to get some food. We are here at the Icy Cave in the northeast. We do have to remember to re-equip the correct armors and weapons. A little bit different back in the normal world. Also, in terms of potions, I'm going to grab an Iron Willed just in case... Oh, I'm going to get sick from the first potion. That is not a normal thing. Usually you can chug a 1 potion and not get sick from it. We're going to have to try and wait that one out. What I will do, though, is switch weapons back to where they're normally meant to be. And we shall camp it out and wait a couple days. And keep your wits about you. Yes, 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 that too. And that should have us all fixed up after camping for a little bit longer than expected. I think that was like a full 3 days of sickness. You don't always take it full 3 days, but, you know, I think the Iron Will Potion is going to be useful for us in this one. We're in good spirits because we were just camping and keeping ourselves happy. We're almost out of food. Yep, that's an issue. But most importantly, we have to deal with the Ice Cave. So, the Ajirok fight is two-phased like most of the legendary fights in this game. As you know, the Kraken fight starts with the Kraken and then ends at the watermill that is Phase 2. So Phase 1 is the Barbarian Madman inside the Icy Cave, and Phase 2 is the Ajirok in the Hunting Grounds, which we will have to find somewhere on the map after this fight. But let's jump into it. It's a 1v1 situation. It will always be a 1v1 situation. And luckily, there's just one of us. So let's go and take him. Interloper in my midst, and he gets pissed off. Let's go after him. And yes, he does start pretty close, doesn't he? He moves up like that. How are we looking? Pretty healthy. He's got a lot of armor. He's got Lone Wolf, so he's basically Lone Wolf versus Lone Wolf. Pretty rough to deal with, especially in PTR. He's got a lot of good perks. Overwhelm, I didn't realize. Yeah, that's one thing to worry about as well. We get a double hit, but I don't like that that didn't do as much as we needed it to. Oh, okay. That's a good hit. Not too bad, but I'm worried if he gets a bleed. He's got the 2 overwhelms. Okay, that didn't do too bad. That only did 12 damage. But he is swinging a very scary sword, so... I mean, cleaver, sorry. And then on our second hit, we give him a bruised leg. Okay, it's game over. Yep, no, we got him. Smashed hand, it's over. 20% bonus damage, now he never hits. I was worried after that initial hit, but he barely dented us. Oh, the double hit and the double injury. Goodbye, buddy. Was nice knowing you. Not the best XP, and not the best loot, but we do get his helmet, which looks alright, and his weapon, which is... it's just a famed barbarian cleaver. Nothing fancy. But another trophy to add to our collection. Another lightsaber to add to our collection, basically. And what happens is, you saw him there slowly heal during the fight. That was actually quite a quick fight. I was expecting it to take a little bit longer. But he was slowly healing a teeny-weensy bout in the fight, which is exactly what we want to do to try and deal with the monolith. Now, in the monolith, we are scared of the priests because they are going to give us miasma, a dot damage over time that's going to hurt us slowly that we cannot deal with. And technically, we can deal with it if we have the healing armor of the Ajirok, which is why we're wandering this way for it. As you can see, though, it's broken. So we killed the guy who wore the really good armor that was healing him, and we can't wear it ourselves, sadly, and it won't heal us. But, as it says on the last line there, perhaps there's some way to mend it. Perhaps. Now, the way to mend it, obviously, is doing Phase 2 of the legendary fight. And before we get there, I will have to admit, we are not prepared. The Ajirok with Nimble is almost impossible to kill. And I did test it before and was losing pretty badly in terms of attrition. And mainly just because of bad RNG. So I need to find a large amount of XP in a short amount of time. Might have to skip past this, you know. You maybe get some free XP from somewhere. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. And get ourselves a couple levels up. Because we need a couple more perks to be able to have a chance at beating this fight. Like, literally. When on legendary difficulty and using PTR, the Ajirok with Nimble is insane. And you will see why. But we will need to grab ourselves Concussive Strikes and Vengeance. 2 crucial perks for us to go against bosses, big fights, and 1v1 situations. Now, Vengeance is one of the only damage boosts we could possibly get this late into the game. Dismemberment would be good if we were using cutting damage. Sundering's good against armor, but the Ajirok is mainly health. But Vengeance, every now and again, if we get hit, we get 100% damage to the damage we do. If we miss, the effect is wasted, which is really painful if you miss a 95. But this will help us keep a little bit more RNG on our side. And Concussive Strikes is super important, and you'll see in a moment why. Because the way we beat the Ajirok is not with our fancy Drain Plug. It's with Sir Sigmund's Flail. This Flail is going to carry us, and sadly, it's not damage boosted. Oh, if only I had a damage boosted one, that would fix our fights, wouldn't it? If we fail, I might have to go with the damage boosted one somehow. But regardless, the reason why the Concussive Strikes is crucial for this fight is because we're going to be able to daze the Ajirok every single turn, which reduces the damage he does to us. Whenever he does do damage to us, it gives us a damage boost, and because we're dazing him for 25% damage reduction, we're going to last longer, survive longer, whilst getting more vengeances out. It makes sense. Other than that, there's no other real perk that could help us. Like, literally, we've gotten practically everything on the table that makes the biggest differences. So, yeah. I'm going to chug some potions, and I'll see you guys there. I almost forgot to explain how it works. Just had to come in for a pit stop at Grimtorn because we ran out of food again. Yeah, I should have remembered that. But basically, when you're looking for the hunting grounds, it's not as simple as finding the Icy Cave. The Icy Cave is usually pretty easy to find, but the hunting grounds has to be found on Tundra. Now, I have struggled with this before because I used to think it was in the snow, which is incorrect. Snow is not tundra, fair enough. And tundra, believe it or not, is this weird browny green grass. Not to be confused with the green grass, and not to be confused with the brown grass, and not to be confused with the trees, or to be confused with the steppe, or the desert, which everything just sort of meshes very well together, which is nice in terms of map visibility and what it looks like and how beautiful it looks. But in terms of finding exactly what's what, it's a bit tricky. So desert, steppe, grass or plains, and tundra, which kind of looks like plains. It's weird. But this is the browny sort of stuff that we have to look across the entire map to try and find this hunting grounds. So traveling from the east to west, we have a little bit more to test out. I'm assuming it is more towards the wilds, but I didn't want to discount it was on the east in any way possible. But yeah, we'll catch you when we get there. Well, wandering around in circles for a little bit, it was literally sitting on the edge of the grasslands and the tundra. I went past it like a couple times. But yeah, so it's not always found in the civilization area. It's a bit more rare to find that way, but yeah, literally just a couple tiles from grass. But this is the hunting ground. A lone elk grazes on green meadows in the shadow of some trees and by a small lake. How peaceful and serene. Now, as I said, I did chug a bunch of potions. Now, for this fight, we do need to level up. And whoop-a-dee-doop-de-doop, abracadabra, alakazam. And there you go, level 39. How wonderful. Just, you know, we totally were level 39 the whole time, right? Yeah, that makes sense. Anyways, we now have Concussive Strikes and Vengeance. Very, very helpful perks that will hopefully allow us to succeed in this fight, and I don't even know if we can win this fight, even with this advantage. But you'll see why we need it, and you'll see why I'm using Sir Sigmund's Flail in a moment. Because the Brutal Chain, as you know, does great damage. But this thing is going to do more. So, let's jump into it. Within a barren tundra, you find a prime hunting ground. So you go on a short one-day kill. Sizable elks wandering around, and then it gets torn to shreds. And there's a new monster on the prowl. Yeah, it's 3 times the height of any man. Cracks its knees and shoulders, and rushes us down. That's going to be fun. Very fun indeed. Yeah. Nothing could possibly go wrong. Hello, Ajirok. Aren't you a pretty boy? Yeah, he's a big one. And as you can see, 2,000 health. Now, we've been through a lot of damage in this game, in this series. We've gone 13,000 damage in a fight, blah, 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 blah. So you think 2,000 is not bad. Except for the fact that you have to remember, the Madman's armor helped him heal slowly every turn. So Big Boy kind of has the same thing going for him. Which is a problem. And the reason why I needed to level us up. He heals a lot, and we cannot outdamage him unless we get good RNG. And Nimble is the thing that screws us over. So, what this guy does is, he's not a big threat to a late game party that's well equipped. But he's a big threat to a medium to early game party, or to a solo person. So he's a big threat that way, because you have to out-DPS him. Overwhelm and, I believe, what is it? I think it's Maces and Dazes? Yeah, Overwhelm and Dazes are the way to try and beat this guy. He's immune to poisons, he's immune to injuries, he's resilient so bleeds don't do that much. He's got Steel Brow, so headshots don't do that much. Welcome to our build. At least we have the perk that helps with headshots. Yeah. Yeah, he's stalwart. He's immune to stuns. He's got Battle Heart, so surrounding him makes no difference. Welcome to hell. But yeah, the main deal with the Ajirok is he will do what he did at the beginning of the fight, is teleport around the map and attack you with a giant rush. That's all he ever does. But he can teleport anywhere. So he's like an Alp, has no zone of control, and will teleport and attack every single turn. And even better still, he's the embodiment of the true snowman, and he leaves snow everywhere he goes. Which would be fine if it didn't give us the chilled effect, which is -3 action points and -30 initiative. So don't bring dodge characters to this fight. Doesn't do so well. Regardless, let's get into it, and headshots are the way to go. Sadly, Head Smasher doesn't make the biggest difference, but it will make a lot more difference than we'd expect. So we're going to try and get as much damage as we can out. And 2 headshots, he's now out of armor, which is perfect. But now we need to do more damage. And 100% chance at the head. Head damage does give you critical hits. Steel Brow reduces that to nothing, no critical hits. But then Head Smasher reduces the efficiency of Steel Brow's reduction by 25% and give us 15% damage bonus. So, yeah, let's just try our best here. Incoming teleports, incoming rush. Now, as you can see, the reasoning as to why we're using the reach weapon instead of the melee weapon is because he knocks back and staggers you even if he misses. Every single time. So, enjoy the sped up clip of us finishing this fight, hopefully successfully, I don't know yet, of us playing ping pong with the Ajirok, whilst we bash his head in 2 to 4 times a turn for 100, 200 rounds, I'm assuming, maybe even more. And let's just hope RNG's on our side. So without further ado, let's begin. Now, I was meant to start the sped up time, but I did forget to mention, if you may have noticed, we are doing very low damage, 50 damage, 33 damage with a double hit, 43 damage. On a rare occasion, we get a little bit higher. I've seen 60 before. But as you can see, he is not healing 10 hit points a turn. He's actually healing 120. And we have not... There we are, 120. And it is a rare occasion that we do more than 120 damage. So that's why this is going to take a while. 2,000 health, not an issue. 120 health a turn, that's the issue. Okay, let's get into it. So it's getting rough, and I've decided to get a brand new weapon for the job. Sir Caldwell's Basher is the weapon I managed to stumble across. Because we need the bonus damage. Like 60 to 97 is a lot better than 50 to 80. And I'm just hoping this is the thing that'll push across the line. This is such an impossible fight. And RNG was doing really bad the last one we did. I don't know if I'm going to even show the sped up version of that. Maybe like a snippet of it. But I got pushed into the corner. That got me chilled permanently. Oh, I gotta hide in the middle of the map. It's basically a game of ping pong and bad RNG. So I am switching out for a better weapon. And I really hope we can do more than 120 damage a turn. Because that is the biggest struggle of all. Anyways, let's try it one final time. If I can't do it with this amazing weapon that has an extra 20% damage, I don't see a way of me winning in any situation other than this. So, let's see what we can do. And not miss the first 95. Anyways, let the speed run begin. Holy crap. 51 rounds. It's amazing what a little damage boost and, you know, a few free levels and, you know, a random fate item that somehow came into our inventory. I don't know how that happened. It's amazing how much a little damage boost goes a long way. Holy freaking crap. Hours, man. I'm going to tell you, it's been hours of me trying to beat this fight. And all I needed was 2 perks and a weapon with 20% damage bonus. That's it. That's all I needed. And we breezed through that with 42 damage we took. Barely could capitalize on vengeance. And on the concussive blows. So basically, all I'm complaining about is the fact that an extra 10 minimum damage and 17 maximum damage on our weapon, and I wouldn't have had to spend hours on this thing. Anyways, other than that little rant that I've got going there, sheesh, I hope you guys do enjoy the quickened versions of some of the runs I've done previously. Because, damn, when you do just under 120 damage on average, when you get good luck, it helps you get down the health, but then when you see the big guy slowly regenning it, and you have literally no power to fix it, over like 200 rounds of combat. Anyways, the success of the fight has been had. Let's look at the spoils. Okay, so, now that we beat the big boy, we pick up the broken armor off of the ground, and it's got a buzz on our fingertips. I hope you don't suggest I wear this, Captain. You lose the broken ritual armor. You gain the helmet of the Ajurok and the armor of the Ajurok. Congratulations. We did it. With a little bit of help. And as long as we hunted down certain areas of the map and put the efforts in to constantly farm, because when you have your own locations of strongholds, eventually we might have found one of these. So I'm just going to put it to the RNG side of it. But damn, an extra 10 damage. Whew. But in return, we have the weapon we need, the armor we need, possibly the weapon could help as well. The armor we need to fight the Black Monolith. This big boy is 310 armor with minus 20 fatigue. Currently, we are at minus 13. You can see the issue starting already. But by wearing the helmet, you get 10 hit points each turn. That's not all. Mr. Armor, for 32 fatigue, 320 armor, we're at 41, so that's actually a little bit less, which is nice, but it's less armor. Heals 10 hit points of the wearer each turn as well. And by golly, do we look beautiful or what? Absolutely beautiful. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, it has a tier 5 slot. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it has a tier 5 slot. A lot of vanilla armors and items don't have slots. But to see a rune layer and an armor layer, that's so nice. I'm very happy to see that. Okay. On to the Black Monolith then, eh? Gonna have to guzzle some more potions, and I'll see you there. Okay, so we are back and at the Black Monolith. No being dares draw close because it is very, very scary and very undead. Now, when it comes to trophies... The stun might come in handy if a couple of them have maces on them. I'm thinking initiative and fatigue recovery rate's not the worst thing in the world. Because skellies are very slow. I don't think we're going to have to worry about fatigue, though, because we have... And we got the potion as well. We did have enough for an extra stamina potion. 6 action points. Yeah, fatigue's not really our issue at the moment. Which is a really good thing. So I might just stay with the immunity to stun for the moment. Yeah, that sounds about the right play. Regardless, we do have a little bit less armor because we don't have our wondrous, wondrous gear. I could risk it and go with just the helmet. I might have to, because here's the thing. Miasma does, like, 7 to 11 damage or something per turn. I might risk not wearing the armor. Because having 20 health per turn means we would never have to wear Miasma. Like, we would never, ever consider it. But I'm considering the skellies being a problem. So having a bit more body armor could be helpful. We'll try it this time with just the helmet. If I die to Miasma too quickly, I might have to bring the second armor in. But, attempt number 1, which hopefully is the last attempt, let's jump into this Black Monolith fight. Who was digging there got interrupted. They found some obsidian. It looks like a mining site, which is basically what the Black Monolith is. It's an undug, or half dug up, burial site / archaeological site. Let's go and have a look. As soon as we get down there, we get completely swarmed by the undead. So, fun times. Fun times indeed. And it's all skellies. Yeah. All the big boys. Now, the thing I'm scared about is the Honor Guard and the Overwhelm. But, as you know, we are capable of dealing with that. So, as you can also see, there's necro savants. which are wonderful, wonderful things. But there are no Necrosavant Lords as far as I know, because this is still a vanilla fight. No need to worry ourselves with that. But for the most part, this is the front force, and the north force will have a bunch as well. Yeah. More than 32 enemies, and the north side gets it. Or something close to that number. Oh, thanks for the surround, buddies. Appreciate it. Wait, they're not teleporting? Okay, you guys can walk. I won't say no. I do like the guy with 70 health. That is nice to see. Now, it's only a matter of time before we get within range of those priests. Okay, Honor Guard immediately surrounds us. Only one Honor Guard, which is a good sign. But I am intrigued. I think these are the priests, maybe? Yep, called it. Called it, the triple priests. The triple freaking priests. But miasma doesn't stack, so it's only one stack of miasma to worry about. Now let's just see how much it does. It should, in theory, I've seen it between 7 and 11. Let's go for our swing. Beautiful kill, beautiful confidence. End our turn, and we take 7. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So going with just the helmet might be the right play. Yep, that's fine. Necrosavants can't do anything because I am surrounded. A wonderful thing indeed. That'll be probably 4 stacks of Overwhelm. Do I need to worry about that? I am confident. Oh, I forgot the reach ones. That may be an issue. Honor Guard with reach weapons. I'm not a fan. 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay, please, Legionaries, surround me. I don't want Honor Guards surrounding me. We're at the epicenter of death. Okay, so for the moment, that is 7 overwhelms. Ugh, that's kind of bad. And there's another Honor Guard. I either go for the low chance. Oh, as you can see, we did heal 7 points, which is very nice at the beginning of our turn. So we don't get healed at the end. We take damage at the end, we heal before we start our turn. Then we go for the return favor, just to be safe. Oh, and we can go for a single attack. I'll try and go for the Honor Guard where possible. Damn, that's what I wanted to see. That's exactly what I wanted to see. We take 8 damage from the miasma. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Wouldn't mind a Necro coming in here. Yeah, there we go. The game lagged because of all of the follow-ups. They just went... So many whiffed 5%. Holy crap, that's a lot. I see a problem with return favor. These guys use shield wall. So if they use shield wall, they'll cancel the stun. Not the biggest issue, but still rather annoying. This is going to be a long one, boys. Let's see how we do. Two kills in. Let's see if we can get rid of more Honor Guard. I don't care about the Legionaries. I like keeping the Legionaries alive. So the guy who's stunned is the guy I care about, and I have 4 stacks of Overwhelm. Yeah, that'll work. Whoo! In the face, man! You gotta love to see that. Oh, there's a 10 damage miasma. Not an issue. A couple of over 10 damages and then a couple under 10 damages and it'll even itself out. But very quickly would we lose this fight if I wasn't able to get the Ajirok armor to heal us up. We'd last 10 rounds. That's it. 10 rounds of poison. At best? No, we could do maybe a little bit more if it was rolling 7s. But you know what I mean. Not a great time. Okay, Honor Guard from the Reach is a bit annoying. Kind of want the Legionaries to stay alive, so I go for this Necrosavant, right? I love it with all the follow-ups. That is hilarious. And only 4 stacks of Overwhelm. I can deal with this. I can actually deal with this. I'll keep it going. Kill one at a time, because if I could make a very crucial mistake. And the crucial mistake I could make is killing too fast. And if I kill them too fast and invite more Honor Guard to surround me, that could be an issue. And it's not just because now I have Return Favor and I could solve the problem easy. It's because they have shields, and because the darn Reach ones are a problem. So I have an idea. And I missed the second hit. Rolling a 90 flipping 6. Okay, so my idea is not going to work till next turn. My idea is I kill the Savant, I walk forward, I go after the Honor Guards with the Reach weapons. I don't think they have footwork. They do have rotation, but I don't see them doing a smart tactical move that rotates them out of the way. Yeah, I don't see that happening. Unless they, like, really know what they're doing. And obviously some spare Honor Guard just sitting on the sidelines as well. For the moment, we've taken a little bit of damage. A little worrisome for that, but on all due time, down to 44 enemies. I think we've got this. I didn't even think about that. I have a better idea. Holy crap. We have a pole flail. We literally got that weapon in our inventory to solve issues like this. I did put away the stronger flail in our inventory, so we are back to using Sir Sigmund's flail. Just, you know, because of fairness and all that fun stuff. But I can't say no to this. Where's an Honor Guard with bad helmet? 165, 170, 155. Looks like it's you, buddy. Do you have Steel Brow? How does a skeleton get Steel Brow? That's a good question. It's a skull. Fair enough. Skeletons have right of passage, basically. Right of way. And I can just ignore these guys around me. They're not going to give me overwhelms. And I can just start working... Yeah, lucky 5%, and then they all swing, which is annoying. But we're doing okay. Their one-handed weapons aren't too devastating. Especially against armor. I'm worried more about the reach weapons, especially the bladed pikes. If they get a good hit on us, that's going to hurt a little bit more than I want. Because ancient bladed pikes have decent armor effectiveness. We're back to full health, which is very lovely news. That is an honor guard down. We might as well work on another one. Absolutely beautiful. The more honor guard down, the better. And it's around the table again. Armor still holding together. And the honor guard are taking their trip. Yeah, I am tempted to try and go for spinning in a circle. I am very tempted. But I think it's a mistake. I think I just need to get rid of these honor guard first. Well, that didn't necessarily go according to plan. My slower strategy may not work so well when the enemy gets some really good 5%, especially with their follow-ups. So, time to play the aggressive strategy and maybe for the first time ever, we might be able to use the Banshee's necklace. Not the Banshee's necklace, the undead trophy. Because the priests will horrify us, which is the only thing really that the undead necklace works against. So I'll quickly grab that, and we'll jump right in. And let's just dive right in. With all the bling attached, let's try a bit more of an aggressive strategy, and this time I feel as though I have a better idea of what to do, because being surrounded by enemies every 5% counts. It doesn't sound like it, but it does. So, let's ditch. Reduce the number of enemies that can surround us. Now, technically, that's not the best spot to be in. Technically, it's a good spot. But it's the reach enemies that provide the most pain. And in all honesty, the Legionaries were the worst. They do the damage. The Honor Guard give you the overwhelm. It's a nasty combo. But yeah, Legionaries with those stupid pikes hurt so much. Alright, so sitting here would allow us to have 2 less enemies on our melee side, which is a good thing. Having us standing 1 space away would allow 2 less enemies to be on the reach side of us. What do I value the most? I really hate the reach weapons. Yeah. But if I'm trying to be an aggressive strat, I want to kill all the melee guys first, right? So I go... Ooh, maybe this is good. That's 3 less reach dudes. That would be 3 less... Gonna go here, that's 3. Can't go any better than 3, so I'll sit with it for the moment. Now, doing that return favor probably wasn't going to do me any benefits, but, you know, got to get the habits down. But as you may have seen in the speed up of the previous run, you may have noticed the Conqueror. Big, scary golden guy. Nothing super fancy about him except for the fact that he is the guy you get the armor for when you win the fight. So that's the cool part about that. Triple Priest is sort of the main scary part. They will literally eat away at your entire team if you can't deal with the horde of 44. Yeah. 44 skeletons. So have fun with that. But this does seem to be the right spot to be in. I want to reduce the number of legionaries surrounding me. And their darn follow-up problems. There we go, that's a good kill. That's 1 legionary down. Not the right legionary that I care about. But hello, Necrosavants. Welcome. I was expecting you guys to join after a couple turns. I wasn't expecting you to teleport then run away, but, you know, I'm open to new things. Very confusing things, but fair enough. But yeah, the reason why I didn't want to do this whole rush strat, which technically I should have done this in the last trial. is because once you get through all these fun guys, all you're left with is darn Honor Guard. And there's always extra Honor Guard defending the priests. Hello, priests. Took your time. We're now within range of their miasma. But yes, yes. Against the Undying Horde. Oh, the edge of the map has a +1 height. Interesting. I never really get to the edge of the map on this, so I didn't realize. You don't get much moving space when there's 47 enemies after you. Yep, that's fine, that's fine. We should be able to clear these guys out, including that Honor Guard. We don't have many Honor Guard attacking us at reach. There's only 3 at the moment. That one could attack us. He does have Polearm Mastery. And that one did as well. Oh, this is not what I wanted. This is exactly what I didn't want to deal with. Are we capable of dealing with this? Okay, so the Legionary walks up. That's better. 5 times Overwhelm. I can live with 5 times for the moment. But that is going to be an issue moving forward if we get more stacks. Durability I have been on the watch for because that is going to be an issue. In the previous run, we did not worry about the miasma. It was only when we started taking some very unlucky constant headshots that we weren't able to sustain the healing needed to keep ourselves alive. Obviously, and running out of armor is pretty rough as well. But I would say that the armor setup is pretty decent. The 10 heal instead of the 20 is not a bad strat. Just have to get through the waves. But yeah, sit back, relax, and let's see how it goes. That was a little bit too close near the end there. We had 12 rounds of no hits. On round 12, that was when we got the first 5% to hit us. Our RNG was over the roof for the first half of the fight compared to last fight. But near the end, multiple 5% in a row. Oh, that got me a little shaken in my boots there. But 47 kills, 14,600 damage, 20,000 experience. Almost 21,000 experience. We took a lot of damage when it came to near the end of the fight. And obviously, the Ijirok armor was just solid. Couldn't do it without it. And the jeweled crown is ours. We get gemstones, pearls, 44 tools, a ton of weapons and armor, and most importantly, the Emperor's armor. This shining armor reflects 25% of the damage taken in melee back to the attacker. That is disgusting. Now, for us though, not super amazing because we try not to get hit. So, you know, it's not bad, but I really love the healing armor a little bit more of the Ijirok. Because, you know, it saved us a bunch there. But regardless, an amazing, amazing fight that you just can't argue against. And yeah, the skull blows away. If you got magical powers, I won't tell anyone. Definitely have a close look at that armor. You were never meant to be. You are the one they call the false king. Mm-hmm. Cool stuff indeed. And we got a level up. Of course we did. It's 20 grand XP. But regardless of all that, we have ascended. We have become the Emperor himself. And this episode is definitely going to go on longer than expected. I have to edit and make sure it gets all down with the beautiful fast tracks of everything. But before we go, before we finish up, I did want to try out that new thing they gave us, which is, in the Stronghold mod, a chance to re-roll famed items. I'll see if it's possible, and we'll zip on back home, and I'll meet you there. Okay, and we are back at base, and what the instructions say is we need to have famed items in our warehouse. We need to have an ore smelter, which we do. We also have the blast furnace, but that is not going to help us in the situation. The ore smelter is for weaponsmiths and famed items. Now, we need to have a famed item within the warehouse. And we need to, what is it, shift, right click. There we go, there we go. Reforge the unbreakable great shield. Okay, so what I want to try is Sir Codwell's Basher is disgustingly great. If I unequip the one that we have, can I re-roll it to make it as good or even better than what we originally needed for the Ijirok fight? That's the big question. Okay, so let's remember. 108 durability, 50 to 80 damage. The nothing's changed on the 30 and 100%. It has bonus 20% chance to the head, and 3 minus weapon skill fatigue. I can't afford it. Thanks for bringing my hopes up. Okay, so let's sell a bunch of the treasures we don't need. As we have a good handful of treasures and garbage we just don't need. Including the crown. We technically don't need it. Okay, now we have some money, which is very nice. Let's try that again. And it's not at the armory. Although, wait. Oh, looking good. Regardless of that, let's not get sidetracked. Where'd it go? Sir Codwell's Basher. There it is. Okay. Sir Sigmund's Flail. Can you get boosted? Ho ho! I didn't have to find a weapon by the wayside. I could have just came home and reforged it. Oh, 59, that's almost as good. That's like so close to 60 and 94, 59 and 94 to 97. That is absolutely amazing. I love the Stronghold mod even more now. It still keeps the same name, which is amazing, and it just re-rolls the stats. That is just amazing. Like, nothing beats that. Stronghold mod, you're amazing, but holy crap. Excess money really runs the world, and you can do anything if you have enough cash. And you can re-roll your famed items. That's just awesome. Sweet. Okay, so just ignore we had Caldwell's Basher, Sir Sigmund Flail all the way. Regardless of that, I'm loving how Stronghold mod is going forward, and it's just looking amazing. We're absolutely having a wonderful time. Please do try it out if you haven't already, as, oh my goodness, re-rolling famed items. I have a new passion now. Re-rolling guns, re-rolling shields, armors, two-handed weapons, guns. Like, oh, there's so many good things you can re-roll in a gun. Oh, that's awesome. That's absolutely awesome. And for things like flails, which I absolutely hold dear to my heart, that is such a good thing to see. To go from just no base damage increase to a practically a 20% damage boost for only 4.5k. Finding your favorite weapon is no longer an issue now. As long as you have the right type of weapon, you can re-roll it to your heart's content. Like, I can re-roll this Unhold Splitter. Whoops, I took it out of the storage. Unhold Splitter that has no base damage for 7.5 grand. And it still has no base damage. But it has a bit better ignore armor and armor effective, I think. Let's ignore that one. That was a bad roll. But, you know, it's RNG, and eventually, if you throw enough money at it, it'll work. But regardless, I do hope you enjoyed the epilogue. Unfortunately, we weren't able to go after the watermill fight. Maybe I'll do a second epilogue if I'm feeling like it. If I'm not too feeling crashed after all the editing and everything. But for the moment, for the time being, thank you very much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed our boss fights and the struggles of the Ajirok, basically. Anyways, hope you enjoyed. Catch you in the next one. See you next season, guys. See yous.